Hello everyone! Start off by skinning the potato and then slice through one of the sides as such and then make one of the ends more narrow than the other. Now while you are slicing through it, cut off the edges and then make it all the more curved. Now slowly begin to make small slits through the potato. After you make the slits, do not go all the way through and then push them outwards as such. Take out the inner sections of the potato that comes in between your flour that you are creating as such. Now after you have made it narrower, continue on and then move over to the top and remove the edges, make it more curved. Now once again begin to make very small slits, very thin ones, and then spread it outwards. Once you are done with this layer as well, cut off another layer inside so that there is a gap between each of the layers. Once again trim the top to make it all the more curved. Now as you proceed with this, once again add another layer to it. Make a gap and then in the center of it add little stems to it as such, dipped in anything white. This will make it look all the more realistic, and then add a toothpick to the bottom as the stem. Next we'll be taking this vegetable. Start off by slicing it in half. After you have done so, take the vegetable and then cut out the sides of it. Once you have cut out the sides, this is what you should be left with. Now slowly begin to trim the tops in order to make it more curved and remove the sharp edges of it as such. After you are done with this, make small slits within this. As you push it outwards, remove each of the layers of it as such. Make it all the more curved, and then as you proceed with it, keep cutting very thin slices of it and then push it outwards. Once you push it outwards, make sure that you cut another layer of it on the inside so that there are very clear and distinguished layers as you go up. Make the curved top once again, remove the layers and then continue to do so. In the center, you may be left with a little bit of a stub. This will be the final look of it. Next, take this vegetable and then cut it into half. After you cut it into half, take it to the other side and then cut out the top portion of it. Using any sort of color pencil, make these markings onto it as such. Make it all the more curved and then trim the sides. Make very thin layers out of it and then push them outwards. Now once you are done with this, take the inner layer and then cut out the inner layer. After you are done with the first layer, bend the outer sections of it. Now continue on and then cut the inner layer of it. Cut one layer of it so that you may make the second layer of your flowers out of it. Do this all throughout. Continue on with the second layering of your flower. As you move towards the center as well, make sure that you make it all the more delicate and intricate. You may use a blade in order to do all of this. Once again proceed to remove the inner layer, followed by which you will remove the top corners, and afterwards when it comes to the inner layer, make twirls into it. Finally, this is what the ending should look like. As we move towards the end, you will make it smaller and smaller, remove the center pieces of it, make it all the more rigid, and then this will be the final look of it. Once again, you may either add a stem as a toothpick or you may leave another stem on. Next, take any sort of vegetable. We have chosen this one. To begin with, start off by cutting it into half. Take the base, then cut the other side of it. Now peel the pieces of it on the sides as such. Afterwards, this is what you should be left with. Take this kind of trimmer and then continue on and then push it from bottom to top as such. As you move it towards the outer edges of it, remove the inner layer after you are done with the first layer of it. After you are done with this, continue on and repeat the same step. Keep repeating the step as you go by until you reach the center of it. That is, trim the outside of it, make multiple layers and strands out of it, remove the inner layer right before it, and then afterwards continue to add one more section to it. Once you do the center, add little white buds to it to make it look all the more realistic. Start off by cutting your vegetable in half and then remove the peel of it as such. Use a blade in order to do so, and as for the top edge, continue on and remove it. Make it a curved edge to make it all the more better. Now once you have removed the sharp edges, this is what it should look like. Now proceed to make V-shaped cuts throughout the top side of this vegetable. Do this all throughout and then cut it according to these V-shaped cuts that you have made, and then remove an entire layer on the inside. After you have removed the layer, move on to the top and then once more make it more curved. Add more of the V-shaped cuts and then continue on and then make very thin slices and push it outwards. Once again, remove the outer edge of it. Once you've removed the outer edge, continue on and curve the edges at the top. As you move towards the inside, make sure that you make it all the more intricate. Make sure that the slices are thinner and then make a circular inside of it. Now add more and more layers, push it outwards, and then this is what you should be left with. Now as you continue, make sure that you swirl the center of it to make it look all the more better. Finally, once you are done, pull out the insides and then this is what you should be left with. Thank you for watching.